Waiting for everybody to come in the room. For folks on the playback, you wonder what I'm doing. Hey, how you doing?
You ain't finna go, are you?
No, I ain't going nowhere.
Alright. I did let it run for about 10 minutes.
All right. Gonna come and disturb my groove. What's happening? What's going on, people? What's happening? Mr. Lofton called me and said, "Hey, where you been? You been texting me, where you been?" I'm like, man, it's been busy. A brother man has been busy. You know I miss y'all. So I had to come back. I wasn't going nowhere. Just brother had to been taking care of all the business. Yeah, I know I'm with a new company. So I've been making that transition. Studying for exams, passing exams, doing all the paperwork, going on training. I've been out with two different guys, 3 different trips for training. Getting my truck all outfitted for the new company. Got a new camera, so I had to kind of figure out how it worked. Is it okay that I still do my lives? Is the camera going to tick, if it's going to be triggered? But I'm just figuring out a way around it. So I think I got it. I'm going to have to wait. Like if I get done early like I did today. Right now I'm in H.A.M, Birmingham, Alabama. I'm in Bama, baby. Bama country. So, this guy, what is he doing? It'd be amazing me when I see these guys backing up. It terrifies me because I've been hit twice. Just like this bagging up at the truck stop. But anyway, I digress. So, yeah, I've been getting everything done. So now I'm with the new company. I am happy. I feel like I just escaped the plantation in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wanted to escape with me. I escaped by myself in the middle of the night. Everybody was, man, these are good white folks you work for, bro. Why you trying to leave? I'm like, because they act like they can't bring in any black management. There's plenty of black guys and girls in the trucking industry, so why can't you bring any of them to the company to work in a region that's basically dominated by us? In the Chicago region, mostly more than 50% of the drivers are black. So how can you justify not having at least one manager that's black in a workforce that's over 50% represented as black? So you mean tell me you can't find nobody in, let's say, Minneapolis, you can't find nobody in St. Louis, nobody in Indianapolis, nobody in Detroit? Where else? Nobody in like Madison, Wisconsin, Racine, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. These are all the neighboring cities that's not that far from Chicago. Why you can't put out recruitment tools and incentive to bring black management to our region? The reason why they don't do that is because they don't want to. They want a company culture that seems not too far removed from a plantation. Now, they didn't necessarily treat me that way because I act totally different, okay? So you can't just talk to me no any kind of way because I got knowledge of self, one. Two, I'd have been to Africa 7 times. And then before that, I was reading books 20 years on the subject. I studied from all the greats, Dr. Clark, Dr. Ben, Ivan Ben Sertima, Dr. Chancellor Williams, Dr. Cress Wellesley, pretty much all the greats. Dr. Phil Valentine's, my man Booker T. Coleman, I can't think of his holy name. Most of the greats, okay? These are like my fathers and mothers that I've learned from because my family does not come from this. So this was something that I actively sought out. Nobody instilled it in me. I went looking for this stuff, okay? So when I'm at work and I'm having to deal with other folks, I know how to deal with them effectively. That's why they always like, man, if there's anybody, you got any other guys like you that we can hire? Nope. Nope. Now, unless you want to bring some brothers that's probably close to my thinking, would probably be brothers in the Nation of Islam. Now, I could go over there and holler at them. I know quite a few of them, could bring them over, but the thing is, they don't want to be in the trucking industry as of yet. You got someone that's already in it, but they probably in different capacities than what I am. I'm in the chemical hazmat tanker side of the trucking industry. They may not be on that side. They probably just on box truck or straight truck. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much how they run it. You know? And then the only black manager that they did have, they inherited him through buying another firm. So when they bought that firm, they inherited him, and he was stern, but he was fair, and he would at least hear you out, and he would give you the benefit of the doubt as long as you kept up your end of the bargain. As long as you came to him right and exact, he treated you fair, and that's the way I want to be treated. I don't need to necessarily have no special treatment. What I need is for you to be in my corner when I need you to be, or at least give me the option to explain myself if it's in the case of an accident or a mistake or something like that. But also, I need you to be understanding, and I need you to be available when I don't know how to do something and I need your advice. I need to be able to call you at any time of the day, and I need for you to be able to get, if you can't tell me right then, I need you to explore what those options may be, and then get back to me in a timely fashion the options on what I should do, because really I'm my own man and my own boss out here. So when I get to these customers, I pretty much got to figure it out. Okay, I ain't got no problem with that, because from me just having an alpha mentality, I have no problem figuring stuff out. But in the case I do need your assistance, I need you to be available. What I found was with my previous employer, or leaseholder, because I was basically leased to them. I was operating as an independent contractor, what we call a IC. You would call them on a line, basically the after hours line, that they get paid to answer. They get paid to answer that call after hours. And do you know they don't answer it? And somehow they're able to get away with that, not answering when you're supposed to answer, and you get paid to answer. And the reason why somebody will be calling that number is because they need some assistance. So when we need the most assistance, they know where to be found. And don't let you make a mistake. Like if you was calling in and you didn't get anybody, you got the answering service and you left a message, and then you went on and did what you thought was best, and that resulted in, let's say, a spill. Because we know we hauling liquid. So let's say you spilt a whole bunch of chemicals on the ground, which is a no-no, right? When they find out, they're going to want to fire you for the spill. The person who didn't answer the phone, who you needed some instruction from, they're going to get off scot-free. When they should get fired too. You call, you didn't really know what to do, so you call, they get paid to answer that call, they don't answer. You leave a message on basically saying you don't know what to do. So you decide, you get tired of waiting, right? Because time is money. You make a decision, and that decision doesn't be right, and you actually spill chemicals on the ground. You gonna be fired, and then the person who's supposed to answer the phone gets off scot-free. Don't even get a slap on the wrist. They don't even get a reprimand, no write-ups, no nothing. They just get to just go on their merry way. That's why I say, boy, it's hard. If we were really on our business, and when I mean we, I mean folks with this color skin, if we was really on our JOBs, if we really on the business, these folks wouldn't hold a candle to us for real, for real. It's just that we are so indoctrinated to not trust one another, right? And to look at everything that's black on with suspicion, right? That is the real reason why we can't formulate a good strategy to overtake these people, because they have a lot of cracks. WS, I'm sure y'all can make out what WS mean, has a lot of cracks in it, and we can exploit them whenever we really feel like it, but we have to do it as a collective, because they operate as a collective. They're one big white psyche, one big white mind. That's how they operate. We operate as individual black minds instead of operate as one collective huge black mind. That's how we should be operating, but we don't do that. And because we don't do that, we don't build up systems and companies so we can employ our own, so we don't have to be subject to all of this racism that we have to be faced with in employment. Okay, so that brings me to the topic at hand, which is, what can we do for Mama Salone and for Africa in general? Okay, and I would think, bug just flew in here. Just for me thinking about this subject, that we need to go over there and do whatever we see that needs to be done. Yep, that's right. I said it. We need to go over there and do whatever we see that needs to be done. Not wait for the government, not wait for the chief or the paramount chief of the Mende tribe to do it. We should just see a need and get it done. Okay? To me, that's the best way to look at it. It's that old saying what President Kennedy said, not ask what you could do. What up? Not what you could do for the country, what the country could do for you, what you could do for your country. So what can we do to Mother Africa? And that is see a need and try to do something to make a change. Whatever that need is, whatever we see needs to be done, right? And we're going to set aside the 400 years, the whole slavery process, whether we were sold into slavery, whether we was captured into slavery, whether we was kidnapped, whether we was bartered for. We're going to set all that aside. We're going to start right here, day one, 2021, right? People are saying, hey, y'all tired of racism over there, come home. All right, let's take them up on that offer. Now, but when we get there, we see a need, we should just do it. We ain't got to criticize the folks of what they're doing. They can keep doing what they're doing, and we can respect that. But when we see a need, we should just do it. Let our performance, our actions, and our good deeds represent us coming back home. Because a lot of times folks ain't going to understand when we're talking to them, because I've been realizing something when I'm talking to my continental brothers and sisters. A lot of concepts that I be bringing up, they don't get. And I'm like, how is it that you don't get this? But then I have to realize, okay, their education system was built up and started by the enslavers, by the colonizers. So I can't expect for them to know these things. And if they haven't studied from the greats, which we've had the privilege to study from the greats, right? They don't know these things. So I think the best way to get them on board with this type of thinking is to just show them in deeds and works. They'll see the method to our madness when they see the results. But that's ultimately what everybody is interested in. We're interested in what results will we get once we get back home. And we get back home in significant numbers. Okay? All that American stuff and us not trusting one another and us not really having businesses to employ one another, we can scrap that. Over there we got a fresh slate where we can correct some of these things that were perpetrated against us during the 40s, the 30s, 40s, and 50s, or 20s, 30s, and 40s, and 50s, right? When we tried to have our own, and it was pretty much sabotaged and burned down. Over there, we're not gonna have that level of sabotage. We're not gonna have nobody burning down our stuff, right? And by us be applying for citizenship and being granted full rights and privileges that come along with citizenship, we do build up something, somebody do come along want to burn it down, be expecting to go to war. Simple as that. And everything that comes with war. Because over there, I'm not going for you burning down mine. You step foot on anything I own and try to burn it down, watch what happens. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see the angry side of me. I'm generally a decent dude, and I'm pretty even killed. But yeah, you let me build up something with my hard-earned blood, sweat, and tears, and then here you come with a match to try to burn it down and see what happens. And that's the attitude we gotta have, because we will have full rights and benefits and privileges as citizens. So that is our country. Simple. Some white dude, and what gave me the inspiration to even talk about this right now with this type of mindset, I think it was yesterday. I'm about to fly in here, y'all. Hold on, I got to get him out of here because he's going to drive me crazy. Get you going up out of here, Fly. All these spaces to be in, you're going to come up here where I'm at. Hold on, guys. We'll get him up out of here one way or the other. I think he's out. I don't see him. Yeah, I think he flew out. Okay. Yeah, back to what I was saying. What gave me the inspiration to talk about this? Yesterday, I caught a clip from Fox News, and they had somebody on there talking about, I don't know who he was or whatever, white dude, and the host asked him two questions, which to me wasn't related. So that's what kind of threw me off. Why would they ask this guy two questions that's not even related? They weren't even close in the same ballpark, so that what made me like pay attention to it. But they asked him, do he feel that creepy Joe Biden, Jim Crow Joe, with the 94 crime bill, do he think that the guy is competent to hold the highest office in the land, or is he just being handled, and he has handlers, and these folks are making decisions? So basically, he's basically a paper tiger, or a emperor in name only. So he laid out which I thought was excellent points on why he felt that the man is not competent to hold this office. I agreed with almost every point he made. So I was like, okay, yeah, he do be having long gaps in his speech, and then some of his stuff don't really make sense. So yeah, you can see his age has really caught up with him, and his mental ability is declining. So yeah, I agree with all that. Then once he what up? Once he got done with that, then she asked him an unrelated question, and that question was it reparations? Let me think. Hold on. Oh no, not reparations. I'm sorry. It was about the sister. I don't know, was she running track or field, or was she a gymnast or what? But anyway, she stood. I think she won bronze or something, and she stood with her back facing the podium. So basically, the other two people who won, I guess, gold and silver, they was facing straight, and her back was turned when they started announcing I guess they was playing playing the music for the United States or whatever, the anthem, and she had her back turned. So it's basically like a form of kneeling, but it wasn't kneeling. It's basically having your back turned. So the lady asked the guy that, well, what do you think about that? And then he said, oh, we're so tired of that, and all this disrespect for the country and the flag and the this and the that. And then he said, well, if you don't like this country, you dig, you could go somewhere else to another country that you prefer, and you can apply for dual citizenship, and you could just go to that country, and that way you can represent that country in the Olympics or whatever. And then if you win, you could feel proud, basically, to stand up and face the right direction. I just agree with that last part he said, because I felt like the sister has a right to do whatever she wants, quote unquote, in the free America, right? So you're supposed to be able to do whatever you want to do here. So if you could do whatever you want, if she chose to do that, then hey, that's on her. You know what I'm saying? More power to her. You know what I'm saying? She has a problem with this country and the way her people are treated, which is what I'm gathering. And she did win, and she chose to not stand forward when the anthem was played. So more power to it. I have no problem with that. But my thing is, when he said, yeah, if you don't like it here, get gone and go get some dual citizenship and then go to that country and represent that country. I agree 100%. So that what sparked what I want to talk about today is, what are we prepared to go over there and do? See, what are we going to do when we get over there? And I'm not talking about stuff that's expected of us. Like, of course, we know there's no jobs pretty much there. So we have to go there and start our own businesses and basically employ people. That's a given. But I'm saying outside of that, what are we prepared to do? And what I came up with, we should just see a need and try to fill it. I just solved it. That's the riddle to move into Africa. See a need and fill it. That's it. And just let people see what you're doing. Who is this? What up? I see you. Yeah, I'm in the house. I just ain't been around for a minute because, I got to start the new position, y'all. You know what I mean? I did. Let's see. Did I get the? It's not like he's back. He's back. Hold on, guys. I got to get him up out of here because I'm go crazy if you don't get up out of here. Get your butt up out of here. I think I saw him fly out that time. But yeah, my thing is, why would you be asking, if you wanted to have a real discussion about this particular topic, why you didn't have a black person on there? You don't want to have a black person on there because that'd be hitting too close to home, and you might get told something depending on who you have up there. If you ain't got no bootlicks, shout out to my man Jason Black. As long as you ain't got no bootlicks up there, you know what I'm saying, you go get told something, because you couldn't have me up there. I'd have ate that professor alive. Literally, I'd have ate him alive with that, what he said, that first part of what he said. I was like, man, are you kidding me? So you mean tell me we supposed to be happy when we hear the anthem being played, given the fact of how you people have treated my people in this country? Are you serious? And you saying that with a straight face? Well, I tell you what, we put the shoe on the other foot. What decided, you know what, we sick of this, and we just go through and just start burning out all y'all stuff. Not none of our stuff. We could go to you all neighborhood and just burn up one night. We just go pick one night and just burn up everything. Boy, y'all lose. Yeah, they be the next day they be jumping off bridges, standing in front of trains. You know what I'm saying? They be jumping off bridges, jumping out of airplanes with no parachutes. They be taking like 200 bottles of sleeping pills. You burn up our stuff, we just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? We'll get back. We used to grinding and hustling and struggling and striving and then rise to the top like a phoenix. We used to that. You all ain't used to that. So if we decided, all 50 million of us decide to go out one night, we're gonna just pick one night to purge. All right, that movie The Purge. We're gonna pick one night where we're gonna purge America. And we just gonna burn down anything associated with the other race. Man, the next day, boy, the funeral homes will be packed. Oh, I'm cracking myself up. Well, I'm teared up. Woo! That's crazy. But they be on there talking like they so tough. And I'm thinking like, a mask can bring America down. You know, y'all know one of these can bring America down. With the right mindset, we can bring America down with one of these. Not saying we would do that, you know, because we are better people than that. But I'm just saying, if we was a wicked enough people like they are, we don't need reparations. We'll get reparations with this. You know what I'm saying? Because he was talking like, you know, like they tired of us protesting. Like we not tired of getting our stuff burned out, confiscated, thrown in jail, in prison. What's up? Wrongly convicted. We overrepresented on death row, everything. We get the bulk of the tickets. We pay higher insurance premiums. I mean, you go to a car lot in the black neighborhood, you go to one in the white neighborhood, we paying higher finance. Y'all are raping us across the board, and we should not be upset. We should just accept the total domination of us willingly and quietly and submissively. That's what they basically telling us. You all are not worthy enough to complain openly on a world stage. Y'all too insignificant to be complaining and showing your disdain for this country on the open stage because it makes us, meaning them, look bad. That's basically what he was saying. Let's see what you say. You need to give YouTube more attention, for I will have to leave your channel. Well, you know, if you gotta leave, you gotta leave. It's all good. You know, I do this just because I like it. You know, my main business is trucking, so you know, if you feel you're not getting enough attention over here, it's a bunch of channels you can go to, and just when you get time, and you catch me on live or whatever, you stop on in. You know what I mean? Because you sure gonna learn something over here. Simple as that. You're gonna learn something. You know what I mean? Or better yet, I challenge you. How about I challenge you to start your YouTube channel, and let's see what you got to talk about, and I'll come over there to your channel, and then we'll see how you do. How about that? You know what I mean? I'm doing fine, Reem. I'm doing fine. God is good. You know what I mean? God is good. Because people got to understand, it's not my main business. Apparently, you must not be a business person, because it's not my main business. This is something I do for the love of the people. This is something I do for the love of you all. This is my way of giving us a voice that we can we can identify with without all the scholarship. I know the scholarship. I could slip it in whenever I'm talking to you all, and we can make fun of it. We can bring in the statistics. We can bring in current events. We could just bring in whatever we want. So it's basically me having a conversation with people that look like me. The only thing is we're going to be getting stuff done over here. You know what I mean? So if you feel that it's more important to go somewhere else for entertainment, then maybe you need to, Netflix. There's always Netflix. It's always Netflix if you just want to be entertained. But over here, we want to be entertaining. We'll have a comedic effect because I'm funny. I think I am. And then we want to have some seriousness, and we want to get something done. So we want to go to Africa with something to do. We are going to do stuff. We ain't going to be sitting around doing nothing. We get a chance to go over there and create the type of countries that we want to see, the kind of change that we want to be in the world. We get the opportunity to go do that over there. So if you feel you're not being entertained, then you need to download Netflix or Hulu or one of them so you could be entertained all day. And you'll realize you're going to look up in 10 years, you ain't going to have got nothing accomplished. Nothing. I don't watch TV. Okay? What entertains me is education. Okay? That's the thing that entertains me. And then when it comes to history, and not only do I want to read books on history, I want to go to those places, right? And see the history, touch the history, smell the history, right? That's what I want to do. Now, I don't know what you up to. So you need to create a YouTube channel, and we will come over there and let's see if you got something interesting of value to add to people's lives. I challenge you. See if you think it's so easy. So you think this is easy. You don't know, this is not my main business. And I'm good at this as well. I could be better. Sure I could. You know what I'm saying? But I got more, I got different ideas. So if you think you could do it better, then start your channel and invite us to come over there. We'll come over there and critique you and your channel. Let's see how you like it. Let's see, can you stand the scrutiny? Because I definitely can. You don't bother, people don't come over here, don't bother me. Because I'll get you up out of here if I have to. No problem. What's going on? I see you. I see everybody. Keep us motivated. Love the channel. That's right. That's right. You know what I'm saying? Stop giving them excuses and put up more content. People are looking for direction. Well, hey, God created us all equal. He gave you a mind. He gave me a mind. Okay? We all have similar abilities. What are you putting forth? I'm not trying to be the leader or nothing. I told you the code is the leader. We have a code, okay? The code is the leader. And I guarantee you, if I ask you some questions, you don't know what it is. I guarantee you. Yeah, you probably do need direction. You probably do need directions, because believe me, and all you gotta do is go to the greats. It ain't me. It's the greats that we have to study. They've already laid out the roadmap to our liberation. Black liberation has already been road mapped. We just choose, or whatever. We're not interested, or we don't like to read. I don't know what it is. But the road for liberation has already been charted. Our greats have already done it. So what direction are you looking for? It's already there. That's where I found it at. So what's wrong with you going over there and open up some books, and there you go. There go your direction. There go your foundation. There go your salvation, right? Everything. Your keys to wealth. The scholars have mapped out everything. So if you're not successful in this life and you don't have direction, it's because of you and your own faults, your own laziness. That's what it is. Let's get down to the truth of it. Because YouTube is not my main business. Trucking is my main business. And secondly, it's going to be tourism. And thirdly, it's going to be real estate. So, so I don't know. I can't identify with you on those type of things. But anyway, I was saying, what are we going to do when we get to Africa? We have the savior mentality. Yeah, exactly. I'm supposed to save you. You know, hey, granted. Now, I might be smarter than the average bear. I get it. You know, I get this everywhere I go, so I understand that. But at the same time, you have to accept accountability. It's just my job, being your brother, okay, is to point us in the right direction. Because I've noticed something of all the channels I'm subscribed to. I'm subscribed to over a couple hundred channels, right? And I got some that you wouldn't even think, right, that I would be subscribed to, but it's something for me to learn from them. So that's why I'm subscribed to them. And what you will learn by subscribing to a plethora of channels is that you can kind of take bits and pieces of that person's mind and incorporate it into your own. Take another person's concepts, incorporate that into your own. And next thing you know, you got 200 to 300 people where you didn't borrow certain concepts from them. And you put all those concepts into your mind, and then that coupled with the greats should make you a well-rounded, melanated person. You should be well-rounded. Some of these concepts, it should not be a fight. I should not have to fight with people for some of these concepts. It should be a given, especially at this day and time, 2021. We supposed to know how the world works now. We supposed to understand how ethnic groups function in the world. But what I'm realizing is we don't have a clue how other ethnic groups function on the world stage. And some of the concepts that I be bringing out is how to bring us together as a true ethnic group, and how we're gonna seize control, not be given it, not ask for it, not beg for it, seize control of the narrative, right? And make ourselves a power in this world again. That's what I'm talking about. Now, that's going to take for folks to be able to, one, put ego aside, two, time for kitty games to the side, where we're going to have to support one another. And when we see a rising star among us, they need to be promoted. Yes, we see somebody rising up through the ranks of us and they walk the walk, talk the talk, they need to be promoted. They need to be protected. Okay? But we don't do that. We have a history of not doing that. What we do is attack the messenger. We attack the messenger. My job is just to point it all out. I'm not actually trying to be the leader, but I want to point it out for everybody, because everybody should be a leader within their own right. You know what I'm saying? The code is the leader. And if you don't know what the code is, shame on you. Shame on you if you don't understand what the code is. That is what should govern your life. It should govern every situation and circumstance that you find yourself in. The code should govern that. Especially when you're dealing with other ethnic groups. Okay? So apparently we haven't studied enough, because we don't see or I shouldn't say we don't see. Let me see, what's the best way to say that? We probably don't understand that we need to be studying these other ethnic groups, because it's something to learn. Now, yeah, they may have got things from us. Okay? They went to Egypt. Okay, they went to Nubia. They went to all these different places. Timbuktu. Stole all our knowledge. I get it. Okay, but here's the thing: when they left, they burned our libraries, right? Took the knowledge with them, and they didn't commandeer that information for the last 2,000 years. So we have to give them credit because they pretty much been keeping us at bay for 2,000 years. Okay, so what we need to do is go back, because a lot of that knowledge has been destroyed, and they have the original copies. So we need to watch them, learn from them, so we can learn what we used to do, so we can add to it, because it's still knowledge that hasn't been brought to the earth yet. I don't know if y'all know that or not. You probably don't, but I'd be the first to tell you, it's knowledge that we can implement on this planet that hasn't been in existence ever. Now, who wants to know how we could do that? Raise your hand in the comment section. Who wants to know how we could bring knowledge that ain't never been implemented in human history? How can we bring it to the planet? Who wants to know? Say I do. Put I do in the comment section if y'all want me to explain what I mean. Unless you know what I mean. If you know what I mean, go ahead and spill the beans. If you know what I'm talking about. I see you, West Coast. Who else? We got one. We got 15 folks up in here, supposedly. Who else wants to know? Unless y'all already know. I don't. You don't what? You don't know what it is? Is that what you're saying? I don't. So you must be trolling. You don't want to know, or you don't know what it is. Which one is it? I do. Okay, sisterhood. I do. Okay, that's 3. That's 3 out of 13. We had 2 people to bounce up out of here. Anybody else? Anybody else want to know? I've explained it before, but I haven't explained it recently, so you might have forgot. Anybody else? Okay, we'll go with the 3 to 1, supposedly. The way we bring ideas to the physical universe is through what our forefathers and foremothers did. We've had millions of years on the planet, and in those millions of years since we've been here, all we did to try to understand why we're here and what is life all about, what they did was they studied nature. Okay, they studied nature. They studied the cosmos, they studied the stars, the moon, the rotation of the sun. All these things were studied. And through that observation, we came up with the sciences. Yes, because we realized that the Most High has to be a supreme mathematical genius, right? So, these ideas that we have and that we use to manifest things in the physical world came from observation. Okay, so if we want to bring new ideas to the planet that hasn't existed before, we have to do it through observation. All right, then you have to set up experiments, and then you have to make sure that they pan out the same percentages or the same outcome every time before you can bring forth a new science to the planet. It's all done by observation. So if you observe anything long enough, you're going to start seeing patterns that most people haven't saw yet. But if you got to focus on one thing long enough, okay, you just can't be like, okay, today I'm in trucks. Tomorrow, I'm in YouTube. The next day, I'm in this. The next day, I'm in that. The next day, I'm into making head wraps. The next day, I want to be a tailor. If you spread yourself so thin, you can't focus on one thing. So you have less observation time, right? So you can't bring forth nothing new. So once you get the observation down pat, right, with enough hours in observation of something, enough contemplation of that thing, then you have a pineal gland. This is when you add in that knowledge about the pineal. Okay, the pineal is basically an antenna. Where is it receiving frequencies from? The ether. Where's the ether? That's like the in-between, right? The mortal and the spiritual worlds. That's where the supreme knowledge lies. So if you can develop your observation, right? And then meditate on your observations. Figure out a way to sharpen your pineal so you can put your ideas or receive ideas from the ether. This is the way that you can bring forth new knowledge to the planet. If you think I'm lying, look it up. Think I'm lying, look it up. That's how you bring things to manifest in the real physical world, because they all start from ideas. And where did these ideas come from? They just didn't out of thin air, or did they? Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. Go look up, if you think I don't know what I'm talking about, go look up the ether. Read up on the ether and what it is and how it works. That's why I say, if you a negative person in today's time, you deserve everything you get in this life. Yeah, you deserve everything you're gonna get, because it ain't gonna be pretty. You're gonna get shortchanged and everything you're supposed to get out of this life. You gave us knowledge only to suppress the message by having terrible. I don't care. I love to have a terrible attitude. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing about it though. See, that's the thing. I'm a grown man. I can have whatever attitude I want to have. You know what I mean? But the thing is, I could tell from your name and from the way you commented that you got to be a continental brother or sister. And a lot of times y'all don't get us coming from the West. Y'all just don't understand. You know, I don't know if because I can't say it's everybody, it's just a few of y'all. When we get to talking, y'all feel a certain kind of way. I don't know why y'all feel that way. If anybody should feel any kind of way about something, it should be us. We were in those lands, and either we were stolen or sold or bartered for, however y'all want to make it up. Okay? Brought to a land, we didn't come in for better opportunities. Okay? So even once we got here, why you all, yeah, you continental brother or sister, why y'all didn't advocate for the government to send a delegation over here to bring us back home? Now you explain that to me. So you want to be envious or jealous of the fact that we in the West have so many opportunities, but you don't understand the level of horrors that we had to endure to have these type of opportunities. What our people had to really go through. See, you don't love your people. You don't love your people. See, we really love our people, because a lot of us realize what our African foremothers and forefathers had to go through in order for us to be here. The horrors that they had to go through in order for us to be alive. So we have way more respect for our African brothers and sisters and grandmothers and grandfathers than you continental folks do, oftentimes. Now, ain't everybody, but a lot of y'all, because I've dealt with a lot of y'all, and I go to a lot of different platforms, and I see y'all show up with these crazy comments. And if I really put the coals to you, I guarantee you can't hold a candle to me. I guarantee you. And I'm not being arrogant. I could just use the facts. It ain't my facts. These are verifiable evidence that we can all look up. Everybody got access to Google. So we should be asking you why you all didn't advocate for delegations from those different African African lands to come over here and bring and demand that these people let your people go, because these were your people. These are our people. This is your people as well. But we don't see that. We don't never hear that from y'all. Okay? And then on top of that, why you didn't send a delegation? And then why you wasn't offering a place for us of safe refuge on top of it? We should have been saying, these countries should have been saying, hey, we see that this slavery deal was a bad thing for our people. But these people came from Africa. They didn't come from America, hypothetically. Okay? We should have been given safe refuge in those lands. Hey, we have free land and we're willing to build houses, mud houses, earth bags, stick houses, frame houses, brick houses, whatever, to have you all with a place to come back to. Now you want to start talking some real stuff. So you don't want to talk real stuff because you ain't gonna be able to compete. Because I could really go in on why these nations didn't send somebody of significance. The presidents themselves should have came over here and demanded that the racism, the murder, the hangings, the imprisonments, the executions, the castrations, they should have demanded that they stop immediately, or sanctions should have been put on this country by those African nations. No more cocoa, no more pineapples, no more rubber, no more nothing. It should have been complete sanctions on America and anybody else in the West until they abolish slavery, 1, and 2, pay reparations, and 3, give us a safe harbor back to those lands. But you ain't ready for no real conversation. So you want to come over here with the nitpicking like a child. So you're a child. You got to grow up and become into the land of adults, man. Or lady, whoever you are. Because you come over here acting like a child. But I ain't got no problem being your daddy. I'll whoop you spiritually and intellectually because you don't know what you're talking about. And it's going to make good content for the rest of us. People always talking greasy. Yeah, that boy won't dare do it. See, of course they ain't going to do it to my face. You know that ain't going to happen in my face now, because hey, if I had known that I had a really gift for this internet the way I feel I do, and based off of you all say I'm doing a good job, I would have turned the camera on when I was having some really good conversations with brothers in Ghana, when they used to come to me with these same little childish, juvenile talking points. You know what I mean? I would get in their ass with both feet. And me being in Ghana, me being in the crowd did not matter, because you all don't know what the hell you talking about. Instead of you asking us, hey man, what did y'all really have to go through? Because y'all really don't know. So you come to us and you speak to us as if we some characters off of the Cosby Show, or we some off of Beretta or one of these shows. Though that's not us. That's white Hollywood, right? That's white Hollywood portraying us in a negative light around the world. But that ain't who we are. Y'all don't know who we really are. And then when we start talking for real, you get scared, or you start coming back with these childish talking points instead of talking about the issues, right? And you know, if you start a channel, chances are ain't nobody coming over there, because you're not talking about nothing. You have no substance, no value to add to people's lives that they could take that information off a YouTube channel and employ it in the real world today. You ain't got to do it. No stuff I'm talking about, you could do today. You ain't got to wait no 10 years. You create your own opportunity. Opportunities that you create, no, the opportunities that you have are the ones that you create. Y'all keep talking about, y'all got these opportunities, and y'all got so much opportunity. Yeah, because we make them. Nobody gave us nothing. Let me see what y'all saying. What's up, brother? What up? What up? Even now, we should have automatic citizenship anywhere on the continent. I agree. I agree with you. Waiting on my African ancestry, hoping to get my citizenship. That's right. You know me. I don't talk about it, I be about it. Got mine, get yours. You know what I'm saying? Gotta get mine, you gotta get yours. I gotta get mine, you gotta get yours. Yeah, we should have the wherewithal to get. I'm getting hot now. He got me hot. Got my glasses fogged up. You know I'm hot. Woo! But it make good content. But anyway, yeah, we should be able to get citizenship in every country. But like I said before, our forefathers and foremothers, they wasn't taken from every country in Africa. So what you're gonna find is the cultures are different. Okay, what is that? Sell your truck and spread the word. You're only working to accumulate material things. See what I'm saying? All I just got through saying, you see where their mind is at. It's on what you have obtained, the hard work that you put in. You don't understand how much hard work was put in. See, all you look at is what you have. See, you're a pocket watcher. That's what you are. You're a pocket watcher. You mad because you don't have the opportunities. Is that what it is? You wish you had opportunities so you could have material things. Isn't that right? That's the truth. Why are the fighters proven by fighting our way out of slavery and beyond? Exactly. And them talking points is really juvenile, because I've been to Africa plenty of times, and there's plenty of African Americans, quote unquote, for lack of a better term, in Africa doing very well. So explain to me, why is it that we can go over to Africa, no matter which country we pick, and when we put our minds to it, we become successful on the continent, where you all that's there make it seem like there's no opportunity. That's all I hear. There's no job, but when I'm over there, boots on the ground, going through the neighborhoods, going through the cities, going through the rural areas, all I see is opportunity. And then when y'all go to school, you go to school for stuff that don't make sense. I said it. I know you ain't gonna like it, but get over it. I'm your cousin, and sometimes you fight with your cousin, but you kiss and make up 2 weeks later, and we back cool, going to the store, get a pack of Now and Laters and some potato chips. Okay? You should be speaking about what we could do together. You focus on what I'm doing materialistically. It shows where your mind is at. Juvenile, see? You're a juvenile, man. You're a kid. And it ain't even got nothing to do with age. It's just your mentality. I gave out several things that you could have pinpointed to talk about, but you sidestepped all that. Slavery, reparations, why no delegation was sent for us, why no land was given, appropriated for us. You sidestepped all that to say sell your truck. See where your mind is at? Very juvenile thinking. You can't have it both ways. You want us to open the borders. See, there you go. Yet you're bringing colonization in the same suitcase. See, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. How are we bringing colonization? First of all, we're not a group. We're doing stuff as individuals. And then our people were taken from there. We are those people. How you think we got here? So if my great grandmother 6 times, y'all give me a few minutes because this is going to be good entertainment. Plus it's going to be educational for the rest of us. Okay? If my great grandmama 6 times removed, if I trace it back, she was taken against her will from Sierra Leone. So what does that make me? I'm asking this person. What does that make me if my great-great-grandmother 6 times removed was taken from Sierra Leone? Am I not those people? Or better yet, let me make it more simplistic for you because I see where your mind is. If I take an African elephant, I explained this before, and bring an African elephant from Africa to America, 2 African elephants, they have a baby. Is that baby an American elephant or is it an African elephant? Logic would tell us that that's an African elephant, right? And that elephant keeps reproducing in this land. Let's say 6 generations removed. Is it all of a sudden now an American elephant or is it still African elephants? You got to admit it, man. Y'all been given an inferior education. And a lot of y'all talking points are inferior. Now deal with that. Makes you it makes you an African. It makes you an American with. Let me get rid of you because you're not really worthy of being over here. You're not trying to learn nothing. See you later. You're not trying to learn nothing. So we just get you up out the paint. Simple as that. But we got the chance to learn something because we got a chance to see how we're going to have these type of people that's going to come in our circles to try to derail us from the goal. He's saying, if you saw what that last comment was, matter of fact, let me go back to it before I read the last ones. You can't have it both ways. You want us to open the borders. First of all, who is us? And you saying it as if we are different people. We came from Africa. Person. I want to say something else, but person. Yet bringing colonization in the same suitcase. I disagree. First of all, we don't even have that type of mindset. 1. 2, we know we came from them people, so we have nothing but love in our hearts for who our people are, who our ancestors are. We have more respect for our African ancestors than you do. You tend to not see those free persons that were enslaved as African people. You choose not to see that. And because you choose not to see that, you choose to not see us as African. But guess what? We are. And you have to step aside with your childish behavior because we're going to have to tell and show y'all what it really is to be African in the 20 what is it, 2000s. He said thank you. But we had to learn from him anyway, so it was all right. You know what I'm saying, sisterhood? It's all good. Like you said, go ahead. We got to focus on day one. Exactly. But I'm saying we're going to have people like this come amongst us, and we have to be able to deal with them effectively through our superior knowledge because we've actually taken the time to study. See, they want to They want to discount the fact that you've actually taken time to read books because they don't read. So when you're talking these concepts to them, it's a foreign concept because they don't read the greats. I don't know how many times I give props and pay homage to the greats. Nobody ever speaks about that. They only try to home in on the person who's speaking. And what do? I give the credit to the greats. See, I'm not like that. I want to get the credit for where it's supposed to be. It belongs to the greats. And a lot of those folks that think like that are gonna have to get pushed to the side. We're gonna push y'all to the side. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all is no good for Pan-Africanism, period. You all are a danger to African people. I don't care if you was born there. You a danger to us. Because here you got real revolutionaries, real people who want to see change in the world, real people who want to see liberation amongst African people and to raise our standard in the world till we are the very best. You in opposition to that. So I'm just showing y'all and proving to y'all that we're going to have people like this that's going to come in our midst, and we got to be able to deal with them. So when y'all see me dealing with them, I need y'all to rally around me, because if you say something contrary to that, then I'm going to have to get in your ass, because you apparently don't understand what needs to be done when it needs to be done. When they show up, you need to be able to meet them imano, nose to nose, and then the facts on the table, and we're gonna go from there. It's clear. I know what I'm talking about, and it's clear that person don't. Clear. So in a situation where it's gonna come down to which direction are our people going in, we ain't listening to nobody like that. Even if they was born there, and their mother was born there, and their mother was born there. They clearly are a danger to African people globally. I don't care if they was born there. I don't care if they never set foot out of Africa. They are a danger to African people. Period. Peace. I see you, Perry. Love you, brother. Just getting in. Got you back. Yep. Hey, I wasn't going nowhere. I just had to, transition to the new job. So I've been kind of filling it out and learning them. So I'm on my first few. I've already did 3 loads. I'm on the 4th load now with the new company. So I had to kind of fill it out. I got a new camera here now, and the camera faced me and it faced the road. So I had to kind of learn, how to kind of manipulate that. So now I got an idea how to manipulate that. Now I'm back. Listen and learn, family. We all in the same game. Absolutely. But in a gang, or in a group, or in a team, or in a tribe, it has to be effective leadership. So we have a code that we need to follow. Now I'm gonna be bringing up this code more as we go along in the future, because I was speaking to somebody, and I can't remember who it is now, y'all, so forgive me if you're listening, that I see that I need to, I know who it was, my buddy from the Army, that I'm gonna have to really start drilling into us the code, because a lot of this stuff we off code, and when we're talking and we're having a discussion, no problem for those trolls in their place. Right. We got to put them in their place, because their job is to disrupt and basically send us off on a wild goose chase. So that way we never bring about African liberation globally. They never speak to the real issues that we have as a collective globally. They try to, what they do, that's why I'm showing you all their tactics. So when you see their tactics, we can all be on the same accord and be like, man, get out of here with that juvenile talking point. Okay? So then when I light into them, y'all will be like, yeah, get them. What was that song? Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Get them. Whoop that trick. I need y'all to be background. Whoop that trick. I don't care if they never left out of Africa. They are a danger to African liberation globally. We got to be able to recognize these people just because they share the same skin tone as us. We got to be able to recognize these people and get their butts out the paint without harming them. But they can't be a part of this new Africa because they are opposed to it. They are the ones who like colonization because the mere fact is you could put us, and when I say us, the enslaved Africans here in the Americas, in the same category as the colonizer, you got to be out of your rabbit ass mind. And the fact that you could say that on a platform full of intelligent human beings shows how juvenile you really are. And you need to be put in your place as a juvenile often is put in their place. I know, I'm a bad man, I know. I let them stay here for a while, chastise them, and then get them up out of here. But it's a learning lesson for everybody. So you can see how to handle infiltrators and people who are enemies of the struggle. Because these people are clearly our enemies. And it don't matter about the skin because a lot of times we often get confused with skin tone. You could be as black as tar, but have the whitest mind as snow. And anything black, you are opposed to it. And here we talking about having sovereignty, creating businesses, employing people, having functional families, functioning communities. And if we're gonna do the tribal thing, functioning, peaceful tribalism, where we get along, we look for things that we have in common, because there's no getting rid of tribalism. So don't even come over here saying that, because I've been there, I already see it. It's too indoctrinated. You ain't getting rid of tribalism, so don't even try. It's a waste of your good talents and energy. What we do is we get in those tribes that we belong to, and we elevate the consciousness of those tribes to where we partner with the other tribes and we build cities. Simple as that. We are our brother's keeper. No matter if you are from a different tribe, no matter if you are from a different language. We have a shared experience, period. Take this train straight to the motherland. We are riding along with you. That's right. I ain't playing no games. Yeah, well, you know, like I say, they've been given an inferior education, as well as we have, okay? And they don't understand when they hear a brother like me talk, and you hear brothers like me talk, and you hear brothers that were our ancestors and our elders. When they hear us, they think, because of they hear this level of intelligence, they associate that with being white. So because I'm gonna show you the correlation. So they associate that with being white, which they associate that whiteness of being associated with colonization. They don't know we're diametrically opposed to colonization. We're opposed to white brainwashing. We're totally opposed to that. They don't get it. That's why they can come here and accuse us of wanting to bring colonization to Africa. That is the most absurd thing I have. And I keep hearing this over and over. When I'm over on Tariq's show, sometimes people come over there and say that dumb stuff. You'll hear that a lot with the Bag family. You heard a lot with Art Cathy, the African Picnic. You hear it over there. Most all the people that Dinah Samir, College Genesis. When I go to their shows, I hear these same tired, juvenile talking points about we plan on bringing colonization to Africa. The most absurd thing I ever heard. And they keep saying this like they're really saying something, not even understanding what we really had to go through over here so we can talk like this. They don't understand what we really done. They think and believe all of the movies that they saw. They think those representations in the movies that they see about quote unquote African Americans, for lack of a better term, that's a real depiction of us. They have no idea who we really are until we actually set foot on grounds in Africa, right? And they see that we are totally different from what they perceived us to be. Strengthen and unite the tribes, and you can compete with the global white tribes. That, who said that? Darwin? Hey. You deserve a clap and a bow, because that is exactly right. They operate as a global white tribe, and they have different ethnic. Is that a mosquito? Man, you don't get up out of here, dude. There you go. They operate as a global white tribe with various ethnic groups in the white tribe. And those white tribes have put aside their differences. Berlin, whatever the name of the conference was, when they had that conference where they decided that they weren't going to fight with each other no more. I forgot which one it was. Y'all can remind me in the comment section. And they put aside their differences and stopped warring with one another and decided this. They cooked up this scheme, WS. Y'all know what WS stands for. And that they were going to employ WS all around the planet. And that is how they're able to keep things out of reach for us. And so what we have to do is look at what they're doing, study what they're doing, because they study us, and use those same tactics against them. The thing is, we outnumber them, plus we're physically and genetically dominant over them. And intellectually, spiritually, culturally, because they have a culture of death, we don't. We have a culture of life. So we're all around better people. The thing is, we have to look at each other as brothers, and we have to accept what we see and what we are experiencing in this day and time. If you go to Africa right now, there are literally hundreds of thousands of tribes. Literally. And if you sit here and ain't never been over there and tell me that we need to get rid of tribalism, what that tells to me is that you don't know what you're talking about. That you need to get up off the couch, you need to book a ticket with me and go over to Africa so I could show you how those words don't mean nothing when you're talking to them and they got hundreds of thousands of tribes that they've been had for who knows how many eons. They are not getting rid of their tribes. And if you think you're going to go over there as one individual with that thought and they're going to move mountains, it ain't going to happen. You would be better to do what I'm thinking. We co-opt those tribes. That's what we do. We go there, you trace your lineage back to which tribe you from. Okay? You embrace that. You go back to that land, to that tribe. You learn that language. You employ folks because people need employment. You go there and become a major contributor to that population, and you rise up through the ranks the right way to leadership, to lead those tribes in a better future. Team up with the neighboring tribe and focus on things that we all have in common. Build alliances, bridges with those tribes so we can build cities to rival Rome, to rival New York City, to rival London. Okay? To where we the epicenter of everything there is to be black excellence. We are already in the movement. I mean, we're already doing it. You go to Senegal, you got H.A.M doing it. You got the former ambassador I forget the lady's name. Please forgive me. Y'all know her name. Put her name in the comment section. Building in Ghana. So that whole coastline of West Africa is going to rival any city in America. I give it 20 years, maybe 25. It's going to rival any city in America. And we're going to be back there in the millions. And it ain't going to be just from America either. The UK, Canada, South America, because you got a lot of folks from South America finally waking up and realizing that they're black, that they're African. I shouldn't say that. Let me take that back. They know, but we don't know because the media has been commandeered by the light-skinned folks of that nation. And so they put it out. Why has he got his legs down? He driving, he got his freaking, he got his legs down. He gonna tear that truck up. Well, whatever. But go over there and work and build alliances. So all those tribes need to be linked. But when the true royal return to Africa, then the fake crowns, WS, will be destroyed. Exactly. Africa gonna be off the chain in the next 20 years. Better get in there. Exactly. Because that's why these nations are gonna be trying to come up with ways to keep us here. So, what we could do is we got to be proactive. Once enough of us get on the continent and we get all our businesses and get everything going in the right direction, we're gonna have to lobby to have some type of. That's why I said we can't just sever ties with America completely once we all repatriate back to Africa. We still need to have an influencing voice in American politics to some degree, because our people here that's die hard and ain't leaving, we need to look out for them to make a little bit of a better future for some of the kids, because a lot of these folks ain't going nowhere. Like I said, I think only 5% of us are going to leave and actually stay gone. The rest of them ain't going nowhere. Shout out to the bag, exactly. And they're working the Gambia. Yeah, y'all know I love the bag family. I just emailed them, matter of fact, a couple of days ago, and I just got a message from him yesterday, from Rick. So we're going to be doing some things over there. Y'all just stay tuned. Get out of here. Doggone all these little old bugs. I know, let me light an incense. Let me light an incense right fast. Charcoal sage. I need to get some more too. I only got 2 more left. See, they don't like smoke, especially sage. Woo! Man, it smells good. Yeah, Africa gonna be off the chain. We get over there and get our nightclubs going, get our restaurants, get our sports bars, get our manufacturing, get our mining, get our transportation company started, get our schools. Boy, hey, we start doing our agribusiness. And we got all those brothers, sisters, our continental African cousins say, hey, come on home, y'all. Don't listen to these folks online, because these folks online are either paid or unpaid agents, collaborators. A lot of them will be willing participants in their own enslavement. Yep, they would be. So that's why we have to watch out for them, and we got to be able to put those people to the side and not take what they're saying as serious. We have to challenge, get right up in their face. Yeah, you mean tell me your family been in Africa for eons, and this is the thinking that you have? Shame on you. Your ancestors should be ashamed of you. Yeah, I said it. I guarantee you my ancestors, my great African ancestors, are freaking proud of me. Yeah, because I have enough sense and enough respect and admiration to speak about them every time I open my mouth. Because I couldn't be here if they wasn't, I couldn't be here if they wasn't a resilient people. I couldn't even have my black ass here. I couldn't even have these opportunities if they wasn't a diehard, never give up type of people. And it's in me. I'm not giving up no matter what. White supremacy and police brutality and all this and these deputized white citizens, quote unquote, we got to navigate all that. We had to navigate all these hangings, the burning of our cities, the assassinations of our leaders, right? The indoctrination of our school children, the malpractice in healthcare that we receive, right? Not on top of the fact that we're being just messed around all across the board. We pay the highest taxes. We pay the highest insurance. Property assessments are too high. Gasoline in our neighborhood, you go look at the pumps, they too high. You go in a Walmart in our neighborhood and then go in a Walmart in the white neighborhood and look at the pricing is different. Look at the fact that we get the day old stuff. And for somebody to say that we come into Africa to bring colonization in a suitcase, you out of your freaking mind. You out of your mind. And your family ain't never left Africa, and this is the type of mentality you have? Yeah. You are possessed. What did our great ancestor, the Dr. Amos Wilson say? You have been possessed, my friend. You have a demon dwelling within you. And that demon tells you to hate yourself and anything that looks like you. Anybody that comes forth that speaks about freedom and liberation for African people, you stand in opposition to that. You should be ashamed to call yourself African. And we should not feel bad for not looking at you as a fellow brother. Because you for the other team. You play for the other side. Listen and catch the vision, people. Exactly. But this is what we got to be talking about. Because if you notice, you go over to Rick channel, go over to the Bag family, same thing. Those same haters go over there with the same juvenile, infantile talking points. Yep. Same talking points. And so at some point, we got to start pushing back on some of this rhetoric, okay? Because they'll get enough people together that don't have a brain cell to share between the 50 or 100 people that they talk to, and they'll think what they're talking about really is true, and it's not. What they're talking about doesn't make any sense. And what we talk about makes plenty of sense, and yet they do not want to challenge us on real talking points. They don't. Awareness and a rise above WS, and we will finally win. Yeah, we winning because look how far we have come, given the fact that what we have endured, and we still have a revolutionary mindset. You can't even make this up. This would be like the greatest story ever told, that a people were a free people in their own land, captured and enslaved, brought to a foreign land, stripped of everything, whipped, persecuted, murdered, sodomized, castrated everything under the sun, and yet we still are some of the greatest Africans the world has ever known. I know a lot of the brothers and sisters from around the world, this is the real reason why they don't like us. But I'm here to say, we ain't got no fight with y'all. We ain't got no problem with y'all. I ain't got no problem with the brothers and sisters in Canada. I ain't got no problem with the brothers and sisters in South America. I ain't got no problem with the brothers and sisters that's in the UK, in France, and freaking New Zealand and Australia. I ain't got no fight with y'all. All I'm doing is we'll put up the last 200 years of accomplishments in America against y'all last 200 years of accomplishments. And let's just see and let the evidence say who has done what in terms of greatness. The last I ain't gonna go back 400 years. We'll just say the last 200 years. Y'all bring forth the evidence of what you all people have done in those particular lands over the last 200 years, and we'll bring forth what we've done here in America in the last 200 years and put it on the table, and let's just see. Am I just full of shit, or am I talking some real shit? Y'all don't, hey, you don't want to play around over here on this playground. This is the real deal. This is what the rubber meets the road over here. Y'all try to discredit us, but really we could discredit all y'all. I know how to do it. That's why a lot of y'all, when you start talking to me, you realize, like, wait a minute. I got to shut this brother up because he's going against all of my narratives that I've been taught in my inferior educational system. It can't be true. It can't be so. It can't be true. But it's true. Rise up, mighty. That's right. Yeah, we are on top of the pyramid. Exactly. That's how you shut these people up. Because I have a lot of friends from around the world, and a few of them I get into arguments with, and this is how I shut they fucking mouths. Yeah, you right. We gang bang. Yep, we do. Yeah, we got tattoos on our face. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we might smoke a lot of cannabis. Yeah, we do. We might drink a lot. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we got crackheads. Yeah, we do. But at the same time, I'm accepting of that. Yeah, we do crime. Yeah, I accept all the ills of black people in this country. So the reason why I accept all our ills, because that's what they bring up, right? So how you diffuse these folks with these juvenile talking points? I accept all the bad that we do. Okay, you're right. We do all that, cool. I take it. But now, for the last 200 years, let's put forth on the table, right, all of our accomplishments. You put your nation's accomplishments on the table for the last 200 years, and we'll put what we have done in America over the last 200 years, and let's just see. Let's just see. Is what you all are talking about is legitimate, or is out of spite and envy? All for all Africans worldwide, there is only be one. Exactly. But a lot of these folks, we gotta kind of put them in it, because some of these tribes, they look like us. They may even talk like us. They may even sound like us. They may even eat some of the same foods that we eat. We may eat some of the same foods that they eat. Right? We may intermingle sexually and relationship wise, but you get to the nitty gritty when you start talking about accomplishments. And what I've noticed is they get real antsy in their seats when we start talking about what we've done. verifiable evidence of what we've done. And when I talk about those things, they try to make it seem like it was some type of white abolitionist that was in our midst that was helping us, or some Jewish abolitionist that was in our midst that was helping us produce all of these great things over these last 200 years. And I say negative. They came after they saw, and they came for selfish reasons. We were already doing great things before they ever showed up. So I'm not taking anything away for the few things that they helped us with. Okay, cool. You did the right thing. Congratulations, you are considered a human being now. That's your prize. You're considered a human being. Okay? We're known for everything from dope dealing all the way up to corporate ownership. Exactly. Exactly. We are the greatest group of African people the world has ever known since the transatlantic slave trade. There's no other group have done the things that we have done under the circumstances that we found ourselves in, and we still were great, and we are still great. That's why they ultimately, not all, some but not all, folks over there in Africa, our continental brothers and sisters, truly don't want us to come back, because we got to come back like a buzzsaw. That's why I'm saying, what can we do when we get to Africa? We're gonna do the business thing, right? We're gonna do the intermarrying of the tribes. We're gonna do political, we're gonna do organizations, we're gonna do all kind of things, right? And a lot of folks have been there, never left the continent, and always screaming about lack of opportunities. We had zero opportunities in slavery, but yet we still produced. So they have no excuse. And then when you really put it to them, they're in trouble. That's why they got to attack the messenger. I'm showing you their tactics. To me, it's juvenile, because I'm well beyond that, and I understand what they're doing. That's why I want y'all to see and witness it openly as I push back on them, to show you how juvenile they really are. Okay? So when we get there and be on the ground, we're going to have juvenile people like that come amongst us. And we got to be able to silence them and get them out the paint, because they're not going to do nothing. That person is not going to do nothing. They're not going to start no channel. And if they did start a channel, they don't have enough intellectual capacity, right? Intellectual property to even talk. I ain't got no books in front of me. I could just come off the dome with it. But I had to put it in the dome first to be able to regurgitate it back out to you all in a way that people understand. Okay? But shout out to the brothers and sisters who don't understand. I get it. It's probably going to take y'all a while to understand where we coming from. But until you all start reading the books that we read, the books are available. There's no reason why y'all can't get them in Africa, so that's no excuse. If you all could buy beer, I go to your little night spots. I see y'all in there buying Patron. You're buying Don Julio. You're buying cognac. You're drinking Grey Goose, so you could buy a book and read and understand why it's imperative that we come back to build up Africa before we let the real colonizers get over there and rape everything. And you can't make this stuff up, people. Stop taunting those white supremacists. Go, man. You know they can't. And of course they can't, but we got to be able to talk to them. They don't have. Hey, they have no problem with a straight face telling us that we can't compete and that we're inferior. They said with a straight face, openly on open platforms, huge platforms, and they don't care if how we feel about it. So guess what? We got to be unapologetic too, but the only thing is we're doing it on their platform. So what they do is when they realize they can't compete, they censor us. That's what they do. That's why we got to say WS instead of saying the real words. Okay? But we know we better. I compete against them all the time. It's easy. Because they underestimate us. They underestimate our abilities. They underestimate our talents. You know? Our resolve. Our ability to get things done. They have no clue. So when they see me doing stuff, they literally be in awe. And I'll be like, that little thing, that's so last week for me. You know what I mean? I make fun of it. They be looking at me like, you got your own truck? Like, of course I do. I'm a grown man. Why wouldn't I have my own truck? So what I supposed to just drive for somebody else for the rest of my life? Make another man rich? Make another company wealthy? When I could just buy a truck and make myself wealthy? Like, look, like, duh, what the hell are you talking about? Of course it's my truck. First thing I did, got in trucking. Once I learned the business, I went and bought a truck. Immediately, like first order, or first quarter, they say. Shoot, hell yeah, I would have bought a truck. So what I supposed to be apologetic because I grind it out? Look, I grind it out, sacrifice, you know, one less cupcake, you know, one less slice of pizza, one less milkshake, and sacrifice and put my pennies and coins together and bought my own truck and out here doing the doggone thing. I supposed to be apologetic of that? No. Nobody gave me nothing. They hate a black man that goes after. That's right. That's right. I'm not sitting back waiting on nobody to do nothing for me. You know, I do recognize that life is about people. So I do pride myself on developing good relationships with people, because you can still have a good relationship with your enemy if it serves my ultimate goal. So whatever I'm trying to get after or get or obtain, and if I have to partner with the enemy in order to get my ultimate goals accomplished, I do that, because this is what's been done in military science since we started warring with one another. Enemy of my enemy is my friend. Okay? And then once we defeat that person, then me and this person go back to being enemies, fighting each other. But we got a common enemy, so our goal could be to eliminate that enemy first, because that enemy is bigger, stronger, more finances, has a history of fighting, has dedicated soldiers, have decorated warriors and generals, right? And if we two smaller clans, we could team up even though we don't like each other. Okay, we've been fighting and warring with each other for the last 7,000 years. But we can come together, put our personal beef aside, join forces, and then fight the bigger enemy. And then once we defeat him and take over his territory, we would split up the spoils, and then we could go back to warring with each other as we did for the previous 7,000 years. Why we can't be operating like that? See, the Continental brothers don't never come to these channels and talk like that, because they have no clue, truly, they have no clue on how governments are run. That's why they need us to be there. Yeah, I said it. They need us to be there so we can wake them up. We just need to shake them a little bit. Hey, wake up. We the dominant human beings on the planet. The earth was given to us by the Most High, and it's been commandeered, and we've been tricked out of it and deceived out of it, and persecuted and just anything you could think of negative to get us out of our original birthright. This planet is our planet. And it's been hijacked by a parasite, a virus, a germ, okay? And you come over here and you have nothing to add to how we're going to get rid of this virus and bring the host, which is the global African community, back to pristine health. And to me, pristine health would be us in our rightful position on this planet. So you ain't got nothing to come with that about. So that's why you have to attack the messenger with your juvenile talking points. Y'all need us there. You may not admit it right now. Maybe 20, 25 years from now, y'all agree to it, because when you see the metropolises that we're gonna build over there, when you see the greatness that we're gonna build for our ancestors that survived the transatlantic slave trade, we're gonna build literally monuments to represent those people, to acknowledge those people. Because if they hadn't had the fortitude to survive that, we couldn't be here. So when we get back over there, we finna build the biggest monuments the world has ever seen. At least I plan to pay homage to those Africans that were enslaved and that survived that traumatic experience, so we could be here today. Y'all ain't ready for us. I can tell you that right now. Y'all ain't ready for us. That's why you got to come at us with these minor things. You'll never talk about liberation. It's one thing I don't hear y'all talking about. I never hear y'all talking about addressing the whole slavery question. I never hear y'all address that. I never hear y'all with a sympathetic voice to what we had to endure and what your people, i.e. our people, had to endure in order for us to even be here. You never talk about those things. You never even bring up the fact that those people were taken from your country. Y'all cool with them being snatched and enslaved, and then you want to call us like we're some different tribe. So we really want to just separate ourselves and say we are a different tribe, i.e. Tariq, i.e. What's that chick name over there with Ados, whatever, you know our name, Yvette, and the lawyer dude. If we were to separate ourselves and make ourselves our own tribe, we would be the best tribe on the planet. You don't want us to do that, and especially if we exclude you all out of our tribe. If we just take it from, okay, you all say this, you all say that, we American, okay, cool. We accept that. We're gonna go with y'all thinking. We're gonna accept that. We Americans, we not Africans, we Americans. But, okay, since we're Americans, that means that you all are separate from us. We're different now. So, a wave of magic wand, we different. So now, we're gonna get you all up out the paint. We're not gonna allow y'all now to be in our circles. We're not gonna allow y'all to benefit from the things that we've established, the little crumbs that this society has given us. We don't want you all to benefit from that because it wasn't designed for you and mine. Your people didn't face slavery on this land. We did. So all these little set-asides that's supposed to be for enslaved folks that was here, you all are not entitled to that. You can't live amongst us. We're not gonna visit your businesses. We're not gonna hire you all. None of that. Can't go to our HBCUs. You can't be in the clubs we in. None of that. We just gonna exclude y'all from everything. It's just us. You don't want us to do that. You don't want us to do that, because then it leaves you with no cover when you come over here. Y'all communities is not that big. A few Nigerian communities that's here, and the Ghanaian, and this and that, blah blah blah. Ain't no big communities here like that. You know, so we don't want to go that road. They don't understand that we are not new to this, but true to this. That's true. That is true. So that's what they want to do. They want to try to paint us out to be separate, but we're not. We truly understand that at some point in time, our ancestors came from Africa. So these are your people. You're talking bad about your people. And it's because you have a colonized mind. It's the reason why you could talk like that. We had to get it from the mud. Okay? We got it from the mud. And anything we get over here is because we work damn hard to have it and to get it. This government does not give and hand us nothing. So I'm not going to make no apologies for the position I'm in, because I get up every day and earn the position that I'm in. And just because you feel that you don't have any opportunities on the African continent, that's a lie. You do. You just don't understand how to exploit the opportunities you do have. Now I could tell you, but you too ashamed to come over here and ask me, because somehow you probably think that we're the same, and we're sort of not. Okay? You can easily ask me, hey man, what do you feel? Because some people have asked me that, and I have told the truth. And the question was, how was it phrased? Let me see. If a person does not have the wherewithal to leave an African nation, they wasn't born with privilege or wealth, how could they succeed monetarily if they don't leave that country? And I explained to them how to do it. They don't understand it took you whole life to accumulate what you had. Exactly. And it ain't like that, you know, somebody laid it. What's up, Sweet Berry? Where you been? All day I've been over here running my mouth. And you just not showing up. They don't understand that this government is diametrically opposed to our very existence. They think that somehow us and white folks are friends, really. We got a few of them that we can tolerate, and a few of them that can tolerate us, but ultimately we at war. When I'm walking and I'm like in my daily travels and I see a white person, I can see the contempt in their eyes just from my sheer presence. YouTube is acting up. Just got the notification. Wow, that's crazy. Maybe you need to unsubscribe, then subscribe again, and then go to the bell and hit all. Maybe that'll help you out, Sweet Berry. Hello, my Mama Salone brother. What's up, sis? I see you. Much love to you. You know what I'm saying? Much love to Mama Salone. That's right. You see, I went out and found me a new hat, y'all. You see it. They got it backwards, but I figured I'd take it. The red, the black, and the green with the socks. I thought this was fitting. I bought 2 of these bad boys. I'm like, you know this hat was made for me. Will do. That's what's up. But yeah, so we got to be able to sit together for people and have serious conversation. Me too, just got the notification. Wow, that's crazy. Well, unsubscribe and then subscribe again and go to the bell and hit all. Maybe YouTube playing that game again. You know what I mean? Because like when guys like me over here talking some real stuff, they don't want too many people to hear this. You know what I'm saying? They don't want too many people to hear this. You know? Which I don't doubt. Which I mean, I don't blame them, I should say, because some of the stuff I'm saying literally will take them out of power. Eventually, the things I'm saying, if people was acting on this accord, eventually I could see in the future they will not be in power. The vicious circle would switch positions and then we'll find ourselves on top. Uh-oh. I'm running out of juice, y'all. Plug y'all up right quick. Since folks are just coming in here, I was finna jump off, but since my sweet berries in the house, we'll stay a little longer. There we go. They need to know that the whites took the best from the tribes out of the motherland, and we just magnified the greatness that was already there. Red, the black, and the green. Do you know what I mean? That's right. Exactly. I go with that, Perry. But the thing is, I put forth a theory. A theory a few videos ago, and I said the reason why in the last 400 years we have been the best group of Africans pretty much the world has ever known, outside of the great empires of Africa. The reason why we were able to do these things under slavery, under Reconstruction, segregation, Jim Crow, the lynchings, all of that, the burnings, all of that. The reason why we were able to do so much is because when they took us, yeah, exactly. When they took us from that whole coastline. So when you look at a map from Senegal all the way, from Senegal, because it's like this, from Senegal around, right? Then you start hitting Sierra Leone, then you go to Nigeria, down to Angola. So from Angola all the way up to Senegal is the areas that they took us from. So because they took us from so many different lands, so many different tribes, so many different peoples with so many different lineage, history, bloodlines, and brought us over here and stripped us of everything, right? And forced us to coalesce around slavery and coalesce around each other. The very best among all these different tribes from vast territories were able to come together, and with that wealth of history and knowledge that was retained was the reason why we was able to create so many things in these last 400 years. Yep, it's basically like a test tube. It's like taking, it's like a breeding process. They bred the best of the best. they thought they were breeding a better slave, but really they brought forth a better human being, a more superior, a more intellectual, a more spiritual human being. Is what they inadvertently done. I said it. They inadvertently created super people, and we are those people. That's why don't nobody like us. I kind of like the title. I kind of like the title. Say it again. Say it ain't so, huh? Yeah. We are considered super people. It's because of the reasons I just gave. You take people from the Congo, you take people from Angola, you take a tribe from Nigeria, you take a tribe from Benin, Togo, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, the Gambia, and what's the other country? Senegal. You take different people from all these different tribes with all these different heritage and bloodlines, and you force to fuse all these people together. Yeah, you created super people. Because that wouldn't have happened. See, this is where they fucked up at. That wouldn't have happened if they had just left us in Africa. That wouldn't have happened, because very rarely do you get people from Angola that's gonna go to Sierra Leone right? And intermingle, and intermarry into the tribes in Sierra Leone. Very rarely are you going to get people, the Ashanti people from Ghana to go down to Angola. Yeah, they did move around, and you do have small packs of people in different lands. But here's where this is what I see, because the people will push back on that by saying, well, hell, you got groups of Nigerians, you got groups of Ghanaians in Guinea-Bissau. True. You got groups of Nigerians in America. You got groups of Nigerians in South Africa. But here's what you see when you see these groups. They kind of close their ranks when they get to these countries, and they stay within their own. They don't venture out into other tribes. They don't try to make alliances with other tribes. They don't try to intermarry and interbreed with other tribes. They close ranks, and they stay amongst themselves, and they stand standoffish against the other tribes. That's what y'all do. What the whites inadvertently did with us, they brought us from all these different lands, all these different cultures, all these different experiences, all these different heritages, all these different great things that we brought to those particular lands. You brought us all together, and you stripped us of everything, of all our national language, our mother tongue, our language, our history, everything, all our culture, and you forced us to have a culture around slavery. And inadvertently, you created super people. That's why we're dangerous to the world. That's why J. Edgar Hoover said the American Negro is enemy number one in this country. Now, why would he say that? Have y'all ever wondered why he said that? They don't want to hear that. Of course they don't. I know they don't, but I'm your brother. It's all in love. It's all in love. I still love you. I'm still willing to work with you. All that. You know what I'm saying? I honor and respect all y'all. I'm just laying it out there because we need to have these conversations, because you people duck and run from the truth. And how are we going to do some stuff that we need to do on this planet, and we all running and ducking from the truth? The truth is what it is. It could easily be documented. I just been, the one sitting here long enough to sit here and see all of it, and I put it together as I see it. I've been there. I read on it, then I've been there. And then what I saw, I don't see y'all talking about it. When I see the Chinese, and I see the Lebanese, and I see the East Indians, and I see the Germans, the French, the Jews, all these different folks in Africa, they do the same freaking thing because they learned it from us. They get in an area, they segregate themselves, and they stick to themselves. They all move in that area, and they keep other folks out. There's no real exchange of ideas, no real exchange of sciences, no real exchange of culture, right? So you look at that as your enemy, as something to fear. So you don't really want to understand it. You want to fight it and demean it and all that stuff. But what they forced on us here in the Americas, they forced us to get along, because in any other setting we wouldn't have got along. You ain't gonna get nobody from Angola are gonna be just jammed like this with somebody from Benin. You ain't gonna get nobody from Benin that's gonna be jammed with somebody from Senegal. You wouldn't have that on any other situation, but they forced that upon us here. That's why we were able to do the wonderful things we did, irregardless of the fact that we were quote unquote enslaved. And that is what frustrates all of our other melanated brothers and sisters from around the world, that we created all the stuff that we created, And then when I go look at their history and what they've done in the lands that they found themselves in, they don't hold a candle to what we did. Sorry to tell y'all. I still love y'all though. You know, I still love y'all. Y'all right here in my heart. But I gotta tell the truth, and that is the truth. And if you think I'm lying, go look it up. Go look it up. Now I see why y'all be mad at us, because we ain't done nothing to y'all for y'all to have this vitriol toward us. And so I had to sit down and like listen to enough of y'all talk on different platforms to see y'all arguments, and then to go there and hear y'all talk from y'all mouth and see y'all face to face to see where you all are coming from. And now I see where you all are coming from. You're low-key envious and jealous of the accomplishments that we have been able to muster, even though we were enslaved. That's right. Yep. Now, we may have not gotten full monetary benefits and privileges and acknowledgement from the things that we created, but we know who did what. Simple as that. And we don't really have no ill will toward our continental brothers and sisters, because we plan on coming in. We're gonna help what we can. We're gonna do what we can. We're gonna create jobs. We're gonna intermarry. We're gonna have our kids there, and ultimately most of us are gonna be buried in the motherland. Yep. We're gonna be buried in Africa. That's the least we could do to honor our ancestors that were stolen from their lands. That's the least we could do, is be buried in the motherland, in the land where our people were enslaved. Yes. There's no higher honor in my estimation. That's why I say they really ain't ready for us. They ain't ready for us. Y'all better get ready, because we coming home, baby. Lost children of Africa coming home. Yeah, we coming home, baby. Yep. We coming home. And we bringing all our talent, all our experience, all our intellect, all our traumas, and all our money back to the motherland to build up Mother Africa, because we do realize that she was injured in this process as well. Of this enslavement process, she was injured as well. And her children that have never left the continent was also injured. We were all injured in this debacle that I want to call slavery. So we're coming home, and we are going to restore Africa to its rightful place on the world stage. If we got to bring you all along kicking and screaming. If we got to bring you all along kicking and screaming, so be it. The motherland is waiting for her children to return home. Absolutely. And then when we get there, we're going to create new societies, because we're going to have to figure out a fusion. It's going to have to be a fusion of new and old. Traditional African culture fused with new African culture. We don't have to sit down and have a meeting of the minds with the head of these tribes, these paramount chiefs and these chiefs, and we're gonna have to sit down and we're gonna have to create a new culture, a new African culture. And it's gonna be a blend. I think it should be a blend of new and old. Because we need to bring the African consciousness into the 2000s. And we need to go into these universities, us as educators, who all in our inner circles, in our circles as educators, to go to these schools, and we're going to have to redesign these curriculums to the point where we are competing in STEM. Yep. Now, if you want to be a hairstylist, a cosmetologist, all that, if you want to be a chef, that's cool. But we need to be pushing the young African minds, which is the greatest minds on planet Earth, into STEM. Yeah, I said it. From birth, we need to track, we need to be able to test, and we need to be able to track the greatest African minds of children, and we need to be able to track them and put them in STEM. You don't get the luxury to go around here and want to study butterflies. We ain't finna give you that time. You do that on your own time. Right now, you gonna be a nuclear physicist. You gonna be a geologist. You gonna be astrophysicist. You gonna be, you know what I mean? You're gonna be something that we could take and manifest in the physical world. We do that for one generation, we will rule the planet. And of course, we're gonna have opposition, especially the French. Oui. They definitely gonna have a problem with that. See, they don't want. That's why they don't need folks like me to be talking. Because I could put you. We could put ourselves on the fast track to liberation in one generation. Probably one afternoon, to be honest with you. But you know, we got to give ourselves time to develop. But we need to be. When I have kids, more, because I plan to have more kids. I thought about it. I'm going to have more kids. So I'm going to wait till I get over there, though. And have more kids. And by the fact that I went to university to be an educator, I will send them to schools, the best schools in Africa. And then I am going to take a vested interest in teaching them myself. And I'm going to get all the books. I'm going to get all the books from around the world that they're going to need and bring them there. You ain't finna be studying butterflies in my house. Not unless that's something you do as a hobby. Trying to throw these ashes out. Yep, you studying STEM. Yep, sure is. And if you are blessed, they're blessed enough to be able to study in a foreign nation that has the best STEM program in the world, you're gonna go, but you're gonna go with a leash on your neck. And that is, we're going to be able to jerk your leash whenever we feel like it, because your job is to go to that land and study STEM at the highest level known to man, and then bring your tail back to the continent and use what you learn to benefit Africa as a whole and your people and yourself and your family. See, a lot of folks got it wrong there. Yeah, they got excellent students. Don't get me wrong. They got super intelligent students there. But what I've learned is they're studying for the wrong intent. They're studying for the wrong intent. They're studying hard every day, all day, to get good grades, to get a scholarship, to get up out of Africa. And once they up out of there, they have really no intentions on returning. I.e., brain drain. we gonna put a stop to brain drain. If you get out the country to go to school and you don't come back, we need to have some way of putting it to you. Or either better yet, we could just develop the type of institutions that we need there to rival the very best in the world, and that way you can't leave. Ain't no leaving. Your talents is to improve the overall living conditions of African people globally, but first of all at home, which is Mother Africa. The fact that a lot of these folks get out of there and become doctors over here and never go back. It's a travesty. And you say you an African person. Yeah, right. I'll push back on that. How African are you really? The only reason why you studied that hard is so you could get out and not come back. You ain't doing nothing to help the people. But yet you run around here talking about who African, who ain't. Shut up. Yeah, that's true. Once we take interest in it, then they probably take interest in it, because we're gonna be able to go there and see, you know. It's like the mob when they went out to Vegas from New York and Kansas City and St. Louis. And they went out to Vegas and all they saw was a desert, and somebody had the vision to see casinos and hotels and theme parks. Okay, somebody got to have that vision, and then you got to have the muscle, which the mob had, to lay the law down if you were going against protocol. And look what they built. They built something wonderful in Vegas. So we have to go to Africa, see vacant land, see a people that have plenty of pride and heritage, but they think they don't have opportunity. And we have to show them that it's opportunity literally up under your feet. It's opportunity literally growing on every tree. Y'all just don't realize it. So we got to get there to open up their eyes a little bit. You know what I mean? But okay, we've been going 2 hours now, guys. I'm gonna go in here and get me some water because I'm out of water. But the question was, what, or better yet, the things we gonna bring to Africa. And that is the mentality to see something that needs to be done and just do it. We got to do the work. Okay? Faith without works is dead. So we got to go over there, see something that needs to be done, and do it. In addition to starting businesses, in addition to starting families, in addition to getting in politics, in addition to, you know, starting agribusinesses, we have to do anything that needs to be done. Take it upon ourselves. If that's just picking up a piece of paper off the ground, so be it. If that's helping orphan children, if that's teaching at the local school for free, if that's helping people in whatever way that you can, it is what it is. We have to be a people that's willing to give. That's where our salvation is in giving, because a lot of folks ain't gonna understand us. See, they need somebody really to be explaining to them how we were able to create so many great things here. I've just explained how we were able to do it, because we are a hodgepodge of every African person from Angola all the way up to Senegal. We are mixed with all of the different folks. And this is how we were able to do it. So if we were able to do that here up under slavery, what can we do if we went back and now we study what happened here and use some of the principles in it, but in a more effective way there? What can we accomplish there? What if we be in our little tribes, but also intermingle with other tribes, intermarry with other tribes, combine forces with other tribes, share collective experiences, talents, and culture with other tribes? What can we build? I think the best is yet to come based off of that. Thank you, always motivational. Just fill out that visa application. Yeah, that's what's up. And let me take care of a little housekeeping. I'm gonna reach out to Eugenia. So for folks who are ready to go to Sierra Leone in December, because she is the one that's going to be handling the payment. That's Man's Travel. She is our plug. She is the one who has the plug with the people that's in the government in Sierra Leone, and that's how we have such a detailed program into getting our citizenship in Sierra Leone. So she is the one who has those connections. She is the one who put forth these this program, and so she would be the one collecting the money, because they asked me did I want to do it. I'm like, no, because I'm already too busy. So since she's already doing it, she's already been doing it, we'll let her continue doing that. It's my job to motivate everybody. It's my job to get everybody to think as a one African family, and it's also my job to put the fire up under us to go back to honor our ancestors on how great of people they were, and that we owe it to them as well as ourselves to go back to see what land they were taken from, and if we wasn't taken, what would have been our natural birthright. It's my job to bring that forth and thrust that into the psyche of our people. Yes. So if anybody who's ready, we're gonna make sure that we get her involved, and we can start collecting. She can start collecting the monies, because we're already at the 6-month point now. So we can go ahead and start collecting the money, and then we're gonna have a lot more people, because I got some commercials. We got my little commercial that I'm gonna be putting on different channels, so you all will be seeing me in other places, right? So we can start getting together a nice group, and we want to take some nice numbers over there, because the more of us that go, the more fun we're gonna have. Because it's culture. Africans must build up this military base also. Yeah, we could talk about that, but first we got to go over there and visit, get our citizenship, taste the food, see the landscape, talk to the people. Let's first go over there and do that, then we'll worry about putting together a military, because we definitely will need it. But we got enough people that's going back to repatriate that was in the military here, so we pretty much gonna have that covered. We just got to be able to talk to them brothers and let them know who the real enemy is, okay? But yeah, we're gonna start doing our housekeeping, and now that I'm over here with a new company, I'm in a better position to make more money, so I definitely will be doing bigger things. I tried to join Brother Dynas. I've been with Brother Dynas several times. We know each other, all right? We've been together several times. Matter of fact, if I go to Nigeria next month, I will be going with Dynas. I'm gonna book to go on a tour with him. So I have no problem with that, okay? I just got to make sure I can get the time off work by me having a new employment. So I told them at the interview that I wanted to go. So if push come to shove, everything pans out, I will be going with Brother Dynas, because he's only going to Nigeria for a week. So I can give y'all the footage from Nigeria, and then maybe I'll go again early next year. Okay, great. Oh yeah, we know each other. If you go on my channel, me and him got interview together. I'm on his channel with an interview. We didn't talk several times. He has my phone number. I have his. We didn't talk on the phone, so we know each other. You know, we may not agree on everything, but ultimately I got his back. You know what I mean? Simple as that. But over here we're doing something different. Okay, we're trying to really motivate folks to go back and do a mighty work, to do something that your people from now on are going to be proud of. You are the first group really to go back. She ain't been watching your child. Yeah, she just getting in. She just coming into the mix. It's all good. Yeah, me and Brother Diners know each other real well, so we good. But yeah, so if people are ready, let me know. I'm gonna be introducing. What you all can do is email me, and when you email me, you got any questions concerning getting your citizenship, concerning the December homecoming, email me, gohamtrucking@gmail. And when you email me, leave me your phone number, because I'm not gonna keep going back and forth with y'all over these emails. Leave me your phone number and I'll just call you. Okay, I got a phone, I got 2 phones. I could just call you, right? And if you don't pick up, because I know how we think, we don't pick up when we see the foreign number, I'll text you and let you know who I am, and I'll send you a picture of me so you know it's me. Okay? So we could talk over the phone, and then we use the email as a secondary source, right? And then ultimately, if you're going on the trip, I'm gonna migrate you over to the WhatsApp group, so now we can communicate over there offline from everybody else, from folks who just want to come over here and be motivated or whatever. We need to have a line of demarcation. Folks that just want to be entertained, folks that want to know about history, folks that want to learn, and then we got folks that really want to go over there and start doing some work. We need to be able to have a line there, okay? And folks who really ready to do the work, really ready to get their citizenship, get land, build, start businesses, start families, start new communities, need to be over here, and we need to get you in a WhatsApp group so we can have that line of communication directly. So let's start getting this stuff in order, because we're at the 6-month point. I've been kind of dragging my feet on getting everybody on board because I want to have time to transition to the new company. So now I'm 3 weeks in, I'm already on the 4th load, so I'm feeling comfortable. I feel like I'm free now. So now it's time to really get this tour travel business going in the right direction. I'm going to be working on a website. Well, a few people didn't ask me about a website. I don't think we need it, but people keep asking me, so fine. I'll put together a website and put it out there. We'll be getting it out there to everybody. We'll probably do an app as well. And I'll keep hammering home on the YouTube until we get enough people, because my goal is to be able myself to bring 100 people. That's my goal. If it only end up being 10, my goal will still be 100 the next trip, because we're gonna do 2 trips a year. So I'm in it to win it. My job now is to bring as many of us over with like minds as possible until it's time for me to take that long dirt nap in Mother Africa. That's gonna be my job. All right. So just wanted to get that housekeeping out the way, right? Email me, gohamtrucking@gmail, and put your freaking phone number in there. I will text you first so you know it's me, right? And if you're serious about going on the next trip or the trip after that, we'll migrate you over to the WhatsApp, the WhatsApp number, so we can communicate over there about serious business and whatever else y'all want to talk about. Okay? Because we need to get our separation so we can have the true people who ready to go, who ready to build, who ready to cooperate, who ready to stop with the silliness and really get some stuff done. We're gonna migrate all the folks over there so we can start making trips, going over there, meeting each other face to face, hanging out, talking, eating good food, exploring Mother Africa, talking to the brothers and sisters, talking to people in the government, really getting this thing moving in the right direction. So that's where we at with it. We at the 6-month point. Let's get it done. But until next time, peace and black power.